Hi, I'm Jordan Roy-Byrne, and I'm here at the September Metals Investor Forum at Vancouver, British Columbia. And I'm here now with John Anderson. He's the Executive Chairman of Triumph Gold. And John, Triumph Gold is a story that I think very few people are aware of. Before we get into the details, why don't you just give a brief overview about the company?
Great, thank you, Jordan. Thanks for having us. Triumph Gold is actually an 11-year-old company. It was first founded in 2006. It was a company that was founded by a prospector and his wife up in the Yukon. The company was actually labeled Northern Free Gold, and I got involved in it as an investor back in 2006 and fell in love with it. Got more active involved in 2015 when at the bottom of the market the company was broke. It needed funds, and management, I think, was a little burnt out at that time. So we came in and recapitalized the company, realized what it had. It had a significant resource. It still has that significant resource of 3.25 million ounces, 6 million ounces gold equivalent, and realized that the value of that asset was worth a lot more than the current market cap. And knowing that the market was going to come back, that outside of just a real estate play, it has a significant resource that in the future would be worth a lot more money.
And before we talk about the assets that you have, let's talk about how you structured the company so it can benefit from a rebound in metals prices.
The company is very tightly held. We got involved just after it got consolidated 10-1 and did some financing with a couple of institutions that, again, they had the same goal we did. Is that we had a very undervalued asset trading at pennies on a market cap per ounce basis, and at $1,500-$1,600 it was going to be worth considerably a lot more. And obviously a year later or 2 years later, we're well into that rebound now.
Okay, and let's talk about the assets. And the first thing I'd like to mention is there has to be some value there because Gold Corp took a 19.9% position in you guys. I mean, that has to be very exciting. Talk about Gold Corp's investment and secondarily your assets and why you think you can create a lot more value there.
Okay, great. The asset is a district-sized scale project. It's 200 square kilometers. It's 35 kilometers from one end to the other. It's larger than Manhattan. The real compelling thing that excited us about it and was really not just the resources that are on it. We got 343 101 deposits on it, but it's got great infrastructure. It's one of the only properties in the Yukon that's got a road going right through it. It's a government maintained road, easy access for exploration and work camps. The location of it from a geographical standpoint is even more compelling with Gold Corp. Just over a year ago, Gold Corp purchased Kaminak Resources for $520 million. They've got had a 5.3 million ounce resource with a full feasibility. And it's located right along the trend where ours is, along the Big Creek Fault, and also along that road that we have. So it's just further up, about 60 kilometers past us. Gold Corp, they obviously made it very clear that the coffee project that they purchased is going to be the next mine. Ours is just literally in the district. It's a great geographical play, but also a great geological play because we've got a significant resource. We haven't worked the project since 2012 as a company, and we're at it right now, and that's what Gold Corp invested in.
Okay, let's talk about the program. What you're doing exactly, how much money you're spending, and when we can expect some results.
Okay, great. Again, I said 2012, the company hadn't worked on the project, and that was just a function of the market. And when Gold Corp came in March of this year, they put $6.3 million in. That bought them 19.9% of the company. For that, what we wanted to do was not expand on the resources. We know the resources are there. We know the resources can get a lot larger. We're not getting value for it in the market, so there's no sense of spending $10 an ounce or $5 an ounce in the ground of exploration cost to prove that up when you're not getting valued at that. So we looked at the idea a little differently, the project a lot differently. We hired an independent last summer, wasn't biased by the resource, looked at the high-grade epithermal systems, skarns, the placer operations that are on the property, and how it really functioned with the porphyry that we have and the other large bulk tonnage deposit that we have there. And so That was Tony Brush. He's now our Vice President of Exploration and running the project. And so with Gold Corp's money and the money we'd raised before, we did a 13,000 meter program that we just completed last week. We tried 5 new exploration ideas on the project, or 4 I should say, and plus the trenching results we did at Tinta, which is a polymetallic deposit on the project similar to Rockhaven's Claza deposit. And expect the results to come out over the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, and finally, as we close here, can you tell the audience your symbols on both exchanges and how they can contact you so they can follow the story more actively?
The symbol, we trade on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol TIG. The US Bulletin Board is right now NFRGF. But we are changing that. We're going to be on the QX on the October 4th, and the symbol will be TIGGF. Best way to get a hold of us is obviously off our website or janderson@triumphgoldcorp.com or on my mobile, 604-218-7400.
Thanks so much, John.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.